MichelleDeck is known as Lady Lyric among the steampunk folks, and specifically the chamber steam pop. We'll get into all of that. If you're not familiar with it, we'll get into that some as we talk here with Michelle. Welcome, Michelle.
Hello, how are you?
Doing great, doing great. I love your set there. That's a steampunk set, right?
Yes, thank you so much. My dear husband Bill is a photographer, videographer, co-writer, hair and makeup, and he does everything except be on stage with me. And so this was his set we put together just specifically so we could be on your show. So thank you so much for having us.
Well, very cool, very cool. I look forward to finding out more about this and the whole genre thing, and then of course with your character. First of all, tell us a little bit about. Let's start with steampunk, and then move into the chamber steam pop, which is what you specialize in.
Right. Some folks probably have seen steampunk and really had no idea what it was. It's considered a subgenre of science fiction. It was based originally on the works of Jules Verne and H.G. Wells, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea and the Time Machine. They're kind of considered the godfathers of steampunk. But if you can think, so someone actually described it recently, I heard, as Mad Max meets Jane Austen, if you can kind of imagine that. So you will see very inventive machines and paired with Victorian themes, and it's just a very fascinating science fiction. Of course, time travel can be part of that, and that's where we really enjoy being, that part of steampunk.
Kind of a Rube Goldberg sort of thing.
Honestly, don't know, but I'm sure probably.
Well, look it up. It will definitely apply.
Okay.
With the Rube Goldberg machines and all that, just judging by your set. So
probably.
Well, now tell us specifically on chamber steam pop. Is that just an offshoot of steampunk?
Well, chamber steam pop is our genre. We decided to do something different and make it our own. So chamber pop is a real genre in music. It's like classical influences mixed with pop music. So the best way I describe chamber steam pop is classically infused pop music with a steampunk twist. And so that is the name that we gave to our genre. So steampunk music is such a very broad, very eclectic mix, a lot of different types of bands. It's more the themes that makes us steampunk. So we are classical and pop mixed together with some very unusual, fun steampunk sounds, steam blasts, and metal sounds, and garbage can lids banging here and there. But yet we have Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata being played on a grungy guitar, while I'm playing it on piano. The guitar is doubling me. That's very fun.
Yeah, it's fun music. It's fun to listen to.
Yeah, it's a very unusual collection of instrumentation that we've done. But one thing that sets us apart from other steampunk bands are our themes are always very positive and inspirational.
So they're not all that way?
Well, steampunk as a science fiction genre can get dark in some ways. There's a certain branch of it that is more post apocalyptic, and so it can get a little dark. But there's just like all different kinds out there as far as steampunk bands. But we wanted to make sure and stay on the positive, encouraging, inspirational side.
Okay. So we could use a lot of positivity and inspiration these days.
Exactly. Too much bad news out there. So that's
one
thing that's very, very important to us.
No kidding. Well, tell us a little bit about your particular character, Lady Lyric. Tell us how you came about that, and tell us about it. some background on
Sure.
it.
Lady Lyric is a time-traveling trouvère, nobly born singer-songwriter who tours and entertains in castles and for nobility and royalty in the Middle Ages. But she's a time traveler, and I happened to run across her here in Branson. She wanted to come check out the very wonderful creative scene of music that we have here. And as our story goes, I met her, and she always records her travels in a journal. And she
Okay.
shared that journal with me. And so her stories, sometimes just insights from the stories or people she's met, those become inspiration for us writing the songs that we have just released on our first Chamber Steam Pop EP, which is
Okay.
titled Unplayed, The Chronicles of Lady Lyric. And so that's kind of the backstory and how we work the characters together.
I have listened, and it's great music. You have a
Good,
very
thank
nice voice.
you.
It sounds like a trained voice. I assume you were
Somewhat,
an
yeah.
opera singer?
Yes, my background was in piano first. I'm a classical pianist,
Yeah.
and then worked into do more singing now than I did when I was younger. But some training, just a lot of experience. We've been performing. For several decades in a huge wide variety of venues and styles of music. And that's one reason we decided to make our own, because it was just really hard to find a place where we fit. We don't like labels, so what kind
Yeah.
of artist are you? It's really kind of hard to describe. People have called my voice everything from a sultry lounge singer to a Disney princess to a Broadway diva.
Well,
So
you have a lower range in the soprano range,
Mhm.
almost to a mezzo soprano.
Right. I think that was my first classification, if you will, when I was
Yeah.
taking some lessons. But
Yeah.
with my dear Bill's encouragement, he helped me start stretching when I was in college, and now I do some really pretty high stuff. I
Yeah.
have probably close to a three octave range now, but
Wow.
and actually wound up developing my lower range while we were working with a classic country show, and I was the pianist and a background singer. But while there, the times that the male lead singer wasn't there to practice, I got to sing all of the parts, including the man's song. So I've got to actually extend my lower range quite a bit through that operation. It wasn't planned, but it actually worked. And so we've gotten to enjoy using my lower range as well.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, very, very, very talented. And
Thank you
you've
so much.
you've written most of the music, or you and your husband?
Yes, on this unplayed EP, all the songs are original, with one exception. We have a steampunk version of Danny Boy, the classic Irish Danny Boy. And this is something you've never imagined before. I know it's one of the best loved Irish ballads all around the world, considered the unofficial anthem of Ireland. But to me, once I learned it, I realized, this lyric sounds a lot more somber than the music calls for.
Yeah.
So I had this thought, how do we make this steampunk? So we turned it minor, turned it to 3/4 time, and I can tell you about the weird combination of instruments we used if you like, because
Yeah,
it's
I'd like to hear it now. I'm got an Irish background, so I mean,
really
if
well.
if you're
It's
doing Danny Boy, I mean, yeah,
yes,
that is the national anthem in a way.
it is. That's what I've read. Yeah, and it
Love Danny
starts out.
Boy.
Starts out with a bagpipe. Then we had the main instrument that's carrying the rhythm is a banjo, but it's not played like any banjo you've ever heard. It's
Yeah.
very slowly plucked, so it creates the chords and the rhythm underneath it. Then we add a cello for the bass.
Yeah.
We have Gregorian monks doing background.
Wow. Wow.
Then I add a Peruvian ocarina, which is a very ancient instrument. It's a clay flute,
Yeah.
carries some parts in there. So did I miss anything, honey? All right. Bill is
So
my helper, my coach and everything. So yeah, that's quite a very weird combination of instrument, but it
so
turns out just hauntingly beautiful.
you took it to a different level than Ray Price.
Yes. Yeah, I know the song has been recorded by hundreds and thousands of artists all
Yeah.
around the world in every genre
Yeah.
imaginable.
Yeah.
And we just wanted to take our own twist to it. We have a good friend of ours that listened to it, said, Michelle, you have completely ruined Danny Boy for me, but in a good way.
In a good way. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm sure it's been sung in a lot of different ways, good and
Oh,
bad.
yeah,
But I look
true.
forward to hearing that one. I haven't heard that one. I listened to your album and the cuts on it, and
Uh-huh. It's on there.
yeah,
Yeah.
very impressive. Yeah, we'll put a link to your your website and
Uh-huh.
where people
Websites,
can
Spotify, all of those places they can both listen and get a signed physical copy and some other cool stuff, t-shirts and other fun merch on our website as well.
what is your website?
The best one for this project to reach me is ladylyricmusic.com.
Okay, ladylyricmusic.com.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now tell us a little bit about your set there. I think your husband designed that, didn't he?
Yes, my dear Bill, he is both a photographer, videographer, hair, makeup artist, theater background. So he does
And
everything but be on stage with me.
you sound like a big
And
fan of his. So that's
oh, he is so talented, so amazing, and we write our songs together, and that has been quite a journey and learning to do that. Working together because we have completely different personalities, different styles. He is a tremendous concept lyricist, phenomenal lyric concepts, and of course I have the music side, which he does not have that background.
yeah.
So he tends to come up with this way off the wall concepts and usually gives me phrases. Sometimes he has the entire verse structure worked out exactly where the song is supposed to go. They're actually one of the songs on this project called EV Dance On.
Yeah.
Is one of our favorites. It's hard to choose a favorite on a project like this, but that song is unique because we had the entire video concept outlined before the song was ever written.
Yeah.
So we had discussed the story and where we wanted to go, and which actually made it extremely easy by the time I got down to actually writing it, because I knew exactly what the story was about and what it was supposed
Yeah.
to say. So it actually makes it much easier on me for as a lyricist, because we've already discussed it and we know exactly where it needs to go.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun. It's a great process.
I like the way you referred to him as my dear Bill.
Yeah. Yes,
So
he is
what's
amazing.
the hardest part about working with my dear Bill?
Well, let me think. Because I think some of it is we come to the same conclusions, but usually from opposite sides.
Yeah.
It's just because we think differently. So most of the time we wind up at the same conclusion, but the challenge can be working through how we're trying to say it, to understand where we're coming from. But we've been married over 30 years. So as Bill says, I've lost the receipt and can't take him back. So
Ah,
I
well,
tell him I wouldn't want to anyway.
they tell me the first 30 years are the hardest, so you made it over the hump.
Oh, all right. Hey, we're good then.
Well, that's good. So you have creative energies that you're bringing together,
Definitely.
and in this genre that's a little bit, a little bit different,
Hmm.
and your music talent and then his talents coming together. That's pretty cool.
We've always found new ways that we've been a team in everything we've ever done,
Yeah.
and this is just one of those other ways. The detail in this set behind me, I could turn around and point out different things, but it's just amazing all the different things he's got in there. Some you can't see,
Yeah.
unless you look real close or blow up the screen, but the detail is just amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. So when the pandemic is over, where do you plan on performing? What kind of venues?
All over the place. We are actually booked. We're very excited about being booked to sing for the the Big River Steampunk Festival in Hannibal, Missouri over Labor Day weekend 2021. That is one of the largest steampunk festivals in the country. And so we're very, very excited about being there. But there are several others that we've talked to. There's a great festival in Bloomington, Illinois. We've been to the last couple years, and we were just about ready to be booked to sing there last year. And of course, the pandemic hit and everything was canceled. There's also a wonderful steampunk festival in North Texas that we're looking forward to being part of as well, if they're able to hold it. So we will.
Is that in Denton? Where is that in Texas?
It's near Mansfield, I think.
Oh, okay.
It's called Steampunk November. It's held usually the first weekend of November, is my understanding. They've been doing theirs for a long time. It's quite the shindig we've seen.
Yeah. Well, it's the south part of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex.
Exactly.
So a lot of people would be able to come from the Metroplex.
Definitely.
Down there.
And that's exactly the area that Bill and I moved from 12 years ago when we moved to Branson. We came from North Texas. So it's Dallas, Waxahachie, Greenville, Mesquite, Rockwall. Didn't make it over to the Fort Worth side very often, but hey, when you live in the Metroplex, or the Metro Mess, as some of our friends call it, it's easy to get familiar with the whole area. So we're excited to be down there and hopefully get some friends that can come join us too.
Do you perform some there in Branson?
Somewhat, yes. Been lots of restaurants, coffee shops. One thing that we do love about Branson is so unique. We are very much a veteran supporting town. So the first week or during just before Veterans Day every year in Branson, they have what's called Veterans Homecoming Week. And there are many shows put together just for the vets. You have entertainers from all over town and others, including myself. I've been privileged to be part of the opening largest show for the veterans the last 3 years. Got to actually do the grand finale for that show this year. There were 700 people there. I'm sure that was the biggest crowd any theater in Branson had seen all year long. So I was so honored to be part of that, and closed it out with God Bless America. Also shared one of our original songs from our project called Lost Cog. That's probably become our most highly acclaimed song and most requested song. Every time we sing it, somebody in the audience tells us, "Thank you, Michelle. I needed that song so much. Thank you. I needed that." So we love singing for all different veterans events, both in Branson, all around the area as well.
So how is Branson surviving with COVID?
It's been very challenging. Everything was shut down for a short time, and in the spring and summer, but has opened back up. And now we are seeing a lot more traffic the last few months during the latter part of the year when they were able to get things going for the Veterans Week. We were so relieved and thrilled that worked out well. Of course, we have mask mandates and try to be smart and safe, but
are the shows going? Are the shows open?
A lot of them are, yes. Some have I'm not sure if some just could not do it, but most of the shows that I know of have at least done at least a partial schedule. And so that's exciting. Now this, of course, right now in January is our off season, but most of the shows are opening in February, March, and then we get going again. So it's an exciting time.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we look forward to following your career in this area of music and hearing more about you. Now, tell people again where they can find you on the internet if they want to listen to your music.
Sure. The best way to reach me is my website is ladylyricmusic.com. I am also on Facebook, and you can find me if you want to search for Lady Lyric Music Official. is the name of the page, or Lady Lyric, the Time Traveling Trouvere. Either one should get you there. And I post a couple positive, encouraging things every single day, because that's just who we are. We're all about encouraging every way we possibly can. And you'll find some links to we do have a couple lyric videos of songs that are on this project as well, that you can check that out. We're also on YouTube. Just search for MichelleDeck with 2 L's, DECK, like the deck of cards. And we're on YouTube as well.
Okay, Michelle with 2 L's and deck like a deck of cards. MichelleDeck.
That's right.
Okay. Lady Lyric.
Yes.
Well, hey, enjoyed talking with you.
Thank you so much, John. We appreciate the opportunity to get to know you and be part of your great audience. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And I know you shot, I think, 3 music videos today, so you're probably exhausted. Thanks for taking time after shooting those. Okay.
Thank you so much. It's been a fun
Thank you,
day.
Michelle.
Thank you so much. God bless you. Have a great night.